Hello, this is John with Brainstorm Comics and Gaming, and we're going to start doing some reviews again. I have to come up with a name for this. I don't know what we'll call it. No ideas.
None whatsoever.
So our first review is Future State Batman, the next Batman. When they announced Future State, I'm not going to lie, I had no interest in it for several reasons. Number one, DC had kind of marketed it as though it weren't going to matter. They're like, oh, for 2 months, we're going to take away your books, and then we'll come back to our regular books. But more importantly, is it was a reworking of Dan Didio's idea, and everything Dan Didio touches is terrible. So I wasn't very big on trying it.
I understand.
However, Black Panther has been amazing by John Ridley.
Yes.
And as a result of that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and try at least Future State Batman. And I'm glad I did. And then I asked you if you wanted to come do a review with me, and you were like, well, I'm not really a Batman fan, and
I was not.
but you accepted the challenge.
Yes, I did.
And here we are.
Yes, we are.
All right. So first off, I'm going to say I'm very glad that I did read this after a year, and I'm glad that John Ridley did Black Panther and convinced me to give this a try.
Okay. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Just like what you said earlier, what John Ridley has contributed to the character after reading Black Panther and the Untold Story of the DC Universe.
I haven't read that one yet, but my one coworker told me I definitely need to read that one.
You do. It's very eye-opening, and it introduces a lot to characters that are seen in the background, and it shows how they've developed due to the times and what they would be open to or changed by, so to speak. But I enjoyed it a lot, and it told me that he was going for an in-depth look at characterizations and how certain characters are affected over time. So that made me also look into more of his stuff. I just thought he was like a one and done. Like
Yeah.
they gave him this and he's going to disappear forever. So when you told me about Black Panther and Batman Future State, I was like, oh, he's writing it. So I kind of saw how your excitement was developing when you came across those titles.
Yeah. So I will say, if you're looking for Bruce Wayne, you're gonna be sorely disappointed in this series. But I think that's a good thing. Now, a lot of people expected it to be Luke Fox assuming the mantle when this series was solicited. That ended up not being the case. They went to Lucius Fox's other son, Tim, now Jace
Now
Fox.
Jace Fox.
He gets very irritated if you call him
Tim.
Yes. So one of the things that struck me about this was most writers, when they take over Batman, are like, oh, I want to do Joker, I want to do Two-Face, I want to do all these big names. John Ridley was like, nope, we're going to go much smaller. He's going to be investigating this murder of this guy that happened on like a subway. There's gangs going around Gotham as well. So there's kind of like hints at some of because I think it was the Sons of Bane is what the gang was called.
Yes. And they give you a hint of how they do initiation and how they recruit members based upon whatever happened to them in their past. It's sort of like a negative Batman recruitment drive, or in which
we're the same. One of the two.
Oh yeah, yes, because you use the same tactics. Oh, your parents got killed or something bad happened to you. Help us defeat the people that stopped, that created this tragic event in your life.
Yeah. And I think that's the key part of everything that happens in this series, or in this miniseries, is it's all about family. Yes. So we focus a lot on the Fox family dynamics. Like, Jace feels like an outsider. Luke feels like Jace has betrayed the family or isn't living up to the family name. Lucius is angry with the vigilantes. The mom is, I forget the mom's name.
She's I forgot her name too, but she's the lawyer, correct? Yeah.
She's angry with vigilantes as well. The family has suffered a lot of loss and hurt and heartache because of the vigilantes running around Gotham City, which makes it kind of awkward because Luke is Batwing.
Yeah, which is, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I was surprised that was it my understanding that Lucius didn't even know he was Batwing?
Yes.
That's terrible. I mean, another bad thing about Bruce.
And Jace is also now Batman.
Yes.
So I think that So you have generational dynamics here,
Mm-hmm.
like the parents like, oh, this is the way things should be, and the younger generation kind of pushing against it.
Yes.
And as we learn in the one backup story in this one, Tiffany also puts on a
A costume.
costume
Mm-hmm.
and helps her brother fight crime as well.
Yes.
So I think that's an interesting dynamic. I think that's one of the things he plans on exploring long term. Um, I know we're going to review the second son also, not today, but in the future.
Okay.
Um, but even so, then to me, good villains always reflect what's going on in the hero's personal life.
Yes.
So the gang initiation, these people don't have their families, or they have problems with their families. So again, trying to get accepted in this new family, um, and then also the people who murdered the guy on the subway
Yes. That made I enjoyed that part of it
was
because
actually a couple who killed the guy because he had killed their child.
yes, or at least their child was missing as a result
Yeah.
of dealing with this dangerous individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed that aspect of it because it made it murky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone would have disagreed with the murderers, the couple that murdered the assailant or the criminal, to how they handle business. Because at this point, I think Gotham is very untrustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
The cops aren't really hands on in dealing with it, and they're again Gotham. The cops suck. Just overall.
So an interesting thing I found about that, and I hope they touch on it in the future,
Mm-hmm.
is there's a guy that you can contact and he'll let you get away with one crime, like as long as it's justified and you have the money to do so. It seemed like
Huh. I don't know if I wait up. So that's
because remember he gave him the mask and stuff so that it wouldn't show up on the videotapes and
Oh, okay. Yeah, that weird mask that pixelates
Mhm.
their image so that even facial recognition software couldn't manage to identify them in
Yeah.
that course. Huh.
yeah, because they said if you can contact him, but he'll only let you get away with one crime, and it seemed like it had to be for the right reasons. It couldn't just be like I want to kill somebody to go kill somebody.
That's scary in those. I mean, yeah.
I think that's a cool character to play with, though.
No, it is, but no, it definitely is. But are we on understanding that this character is a
Well, they
law
never,
enforcement?
I don't know. They never really showed up, or
Yeah, no, I
they
get that.
just hinted at it. So
Huh.
again, that's why I like John Ridley. I feel like he lays the seeds of a lot of things, and like, oh, we're gonna come back to this, but
Yeah, but yeah, he introduces something different that we've never seen before. No, I know. That just hit me. I totally forgot about the character because I was fortunate. Unfortunately, I was focusing on this new Batman
yeah,
because I a bunch of questions because I haven't read Batman in a while, and when introducing that character, I'm like, where's this? Where's this? Where's this? And really doesn't introduce any of that. He just focuses on the character and how hard it is for him to be this character, even though the former character is missing or dead at this
Mhm.
point, and Gotham isn't very Gotham like, and which is great in my opinion.
So I also love that the cops are torn over like what to do.
Yes.
But okay, let's go back to the couple for a second.
Okay.
So to me, Batman, Bruce Wayne would have let that couple go. Like he would have found a way to like circumvent the law, like not making them pay for killing this guy.
Yes.
Um, Jace is not that guy.
No, not remotely. He's like, I don't care. You're still murderers,
Yeah.
which is nice. But it also, I also was happy to see them fight against him, despite that, because even though they know what was going to happen and they told him what was going to happen in order to get some sort of sympathy from him, it's like, nope, you're still going to jail. So they honestly fight against him
Mm-hmm.
to take them in, which was a nice change of pace as opposed to what Batman would do, where he'd take them out like in seconds, or hog tie them and wrap them up for the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also see sacrifice even when he's taking them to the police, when the husband sacrifices himself. So
They can get away.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it was interesting.
So the family dynamics is very huge within this miniseries. I don't know. That's why I liked it a lot. I felt like everything kind of worked together and amplified like what was going on in his personal life.
Well, to me, it just made the characters more three-dimensional. It just added more depth to them. Because normally when you read a Batman comic, they're guilty, regardless of what they did, or it's a revenge plot. It's just an elongated revenge plot. But in this case, it was sort of a revenge plot, but it was from a group of people that weren't helpless or
And
didn't
Jace
feel
wants
helpless.
and Jace wants to be a part of the family. Like those two kids wanted to be a part of a family.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
You're right. It overlapped a lot with family dynamics in different cases in which uh, loss and how they deal with it in different ways. I have to agree with you. I didn't take that into it. I feel like I didn't read the same book now. Please. Um, but no, go ahead. What were you saying with the family?
so like I said, I just love that when it amplifies it, and like I really do feel like he's laying down a lot of seeds, and I think that whoever the guy is who lets you commit the one crime is going to be very important in the future. The cops, like I said, are very torn on like do we accept this whole magistrate thing, or do like Batman helped to solve a lot of crimes, like
Yeah. They're trying to take it in history, but look at where they're at now. As part of what Batman created as well. So I'm glad to see that they're torn to see that they could stop all this now by stopping all types of vigilantism from this point forward. But at the same token, it wasn't 100% bad. So the people who saw the good in dealing with Batman are still I guess what you said, torn between the two. But I like how they resolved the issue. Like when he brings them in, she still shoots him.
well, she goes, "You're bulletproof or have that thing, right?" He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah." Bam.
Bam. Yeah, just point blank and shoots him dead in his chest.
He goes, "It still hurts."
Yeah. But no, that was entertaining. But I like the fact of also there's different cops.
Yeah.
It's I mean yeah we see Montoya, but
The one quit the force.
Yes.
And he seemed like he wasn't really a fan of superheroes, but like he goes, I'm also not going to deny that we got a lot of help from them. So I like that people had multiple layers. It wasn't just like a clear cut, like this is right, this is wrong. And I think that's kind of like going to be Jace's journey also in terms of like figuring out his place in Gotham.
But I'm still confused about his motivation because
Yeah.
anybody puts that suit on is a big target on your chest and a big shoes to fill. So I'm kind of a little shocked as to why he would want to do that. At least his motivation isn't clearly defined.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also his brother, who's Batwing. What's his name?
Luke.
Luke.
You helped me earlier, so I got to help you this time.
Yes, you do. But I'm also wondering why he didn't step up, or at least because he's another disciple of Bruce, if you want to put it in that aspect.
So it seems like A-Day and Joker War brought them to this point.
Okay.
Apparently I've made this clear in several videos. I'm not a huge Bruce Wayne or Batman fan.
Not even remotely.
I actually like the side characters more than I like the Bruce Wayne himself.
Okay.
So during Joker War, it seems like Lucius was kidnapped by Joker and kind of tortured by Punchline, I think is what they said.
Yes, they put that side story in the back of that trade.
And then for the mom, she's upset about what happened to the other daughter, Tamara. Mm-hmm. It's Tamara, right?
Mm-hmm. Keep calling her Tam, but yeah, Tamara.
And then, so the families also suffered a lot because of the vigilantes and stuff. Now, whether that would cause Lucius to totally change his mind, I don't know because of how ingrained he is with Bruce.
But they also introduced the fact that Lucius wasn't completely on board with what Bruce was doing, and they've changed the dynamics that Lucius was part of it in helping Batman to ensure that Dick or Robin wasn't a victim of his war against crime, so to speak.
Yeah. So it seems like those two events are kind of what led to this, though.
Okay.
To why the family feels the way that they do.
Okay.
In the second miniseries, you find out what happens to Tamara. I need to go back and read Batwing because I think they said something happened in Batwing that kind of preceded what happened in Second Son. But
okay.
I don't know. I told you already. I like Second Son even more than this one, and I like this one a lot. So
really, I don't think you ever mentioned that you enjoyed Second Son on that level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. So I would, if we were grading this on a 5-star rating system, I'd give it about 4.5 stars. Mostly because after reading the second one, I'm like, I like the second one as 5-star. If I hadn't read it, I would have probably said 5 stars. Then I would have had to break the scale with the next one. But.
Okay. I wouldn't be as high.
No.
I would still be high. I'd either give it 4 or 3.5. Only because it's giving me a lot of Batman Beyond vibes.
Okay.
And it's with the characterization of Jace being that the outsider coming in, taking the mantle to for a larger proving ground. Him having somewhat of a black sheep or criminal background, hence why the family shunted him off. and coming into something entirely new that he's never experienced before. I enjoy the fact of we probably will see some of Batman's history into it, but it's not the driving characteristic or the force for the series, which I
He definitely is the black sheep of the family.
Oh, he's definitely a black sheep of the family. But I enjoy how we're getting something almost entirely new, but not completely disjointed from what we've seen earlier. And like what you said earlier, Ridley is taking his time telling the story. He's playing what you said, the long game, as far as establishing motives, overall viewpoint of family dynamics, and not everything is black and white.
No, I will say in playing the long game, some of the conversations come off as unauthentic because he clearly doesn't want to say why the thing is
or how he feels.
Yeah,
yeah, no, it doesn't.
So like I said, people wouldn't really talk that way. They would mention the thing that happened instead of just
they pour it out. Yeah, in order to justify their perspective.
Yeah, instead of just like, yeah, remember that thing you did?
Yeah, they leave it open. Well, you know how I feel about that thing. Just be ambiguous with it as a whole. But no, I'm enjoying what he's creating, what he's putting down. It's making it more interesting as the issues go by.
Yeah.
So it's to me, there is no perfect first issue unless you want to put more splash pages and craziness. But I don't think it needed that.
I will say that also, if you're looking for an action-packed one, I wouldn't say this is probably your cup of tea. This is definitely more introspective and that sort of thing. You agree?
No, definitely.
Okay. Did you have any other things you wanted to cover about it? Or you said the art. You said that
yes, I was about to say that. Which the art was consistent. What was it? The last 4 pages, Laura Bailey, I think. Laura Braga. I'm trying to think of the name.
Braga. Yeah, it is Braga.
Which isn't bad, but that first issue is kind of tight with his inks, or at least inks and.
Well, you said there were 3 or 4 artists on the book, and you were upset about it.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like it's a 4-issue miniseries.
How many different artists are you gonna put in the book? That's only 5 issues. Jeez. Yeah. Other than that, I guess since she's the most dominant artist in the series, then you just get used to it. But the introduction was nice as far as how it looked. I really got used to that immediately, and then it was like, nope, let's take it away. Glad you liked it, but it's not staying.
Yeah, I think right now all there is the hardcover for this one. I don't think the soft cover's out yet.
Okay.
But I don't know. Would you still recommend it? Even though you said 3.5, 4 stars.
No, I would still recommend it because it's all in all, it's not a perfect book, but it did not generate my interest. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there you have it. 2 non-Batman fans think that this is one of the better comics that we've read recently. I think.
With the Batman title on it. Yes.
Yeah. So that's our review for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think if you've been watching Next Batman. If you've been avoiding it, I would say give it a shot. I think that it's
definitely give it a shot.
I think it's better than like I said, than what I expected. Like I said, the Dan Didio stench made me not want to try it.
I feel like you say his name again, he's gonna appear back in DC Comics.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll watch the next one when we do it. Have a good day.